Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Morning, Sergeant Major.
How do you know what kind of goddamn day it is?
Beautiful morning, Sergeant Major.
Are you a fucking weatherman now?
You're listening to Sergeant's Time on WTF Nation Radio.
All right. Broadcasting live from the Functional Veterans Center of Excellence on this 12 June 2025. Oh man. Getting ready to celebrate the 250 with my co-host in the gunner seat, Spanky.
Hey y'all, that's me.
Girl, how you doing?
Oh, I'm good. It's a bright, sunshiny day.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, it's been a bright Army day today. Lots of news going on. We're going back and forth. And individuals seem to forget, when you go on to U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio, you could scroll, right? You don't have to look at the top posts and say that we don't post anything. Well, we get accused of not posting anything. And so I just want you guys, the inbox has been really weird today. Everyone's been saying that demand that we do this and demand that we do that and demand that this happen. You need to do this. And I'm like, damn, dude. Yeah, exactly. Why? Yeah. I was like, why you hit me like that? It's like almost like when someone's screeching at you and you just haven't had any coffee yet. And they're like, hey, you're like, I just want you to just stop, just give me a freaking break and leave me alone. Just let me get my coffee in and we're good to go. So anyways, I just want you guys to remind yourselves that, the timeline on U.S. Army WTF Moments is actually pretty long. It goes back to 2010. So if you scroll, you might see something that, they've already posted it, or, they might have captured it, or, and then we got like,
we don't need to do anything.
We got some stuff that was sent to us that we had posted like yesterday or day before. I'm like, yeah, that's our image. That's our post. That's all right. And then they go, oh man, so it's not really a ding on it. I just double check. So real quick announcement. Okay. So today is, there's going to be a change of responsibility. And I don't know if you guys know about this change of responsibility. CQ brought it up. Change of responsibility within the WTF Nation Radio hierarchy. There's a hierarchy change. And that hierarchy change is that I am relinquishing my responsibilities as station manager for WTF Nation Radio. And CQ will be the one assuming the responsibilities and duties. And
yes, he is.
And so, yeah, he's growing up. CQ's growing up.
CQ, he's not a little one anymore.
Exactly. My time.
It seemed like it was just yesterday. I mean, I reached out to him like, hey, you want to be a guest on our show?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I saw his clip and I thought he was funny.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, yeah. He's been a great asset to the team. For what you guys don't know, CQ also is involved in developing all the advancement of tech that you see at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. So part of the experience that you receive and all the tech and the advancement he has taken over as well. I am not going anywhere. I am still maintaining my slots at on Mondays and Thursdays. I'm still here. I'm still broadcasting. There'll be no change of rhythm when it comes to the shows. Might be some additions too or whatever. But so congratulations to Michael Carrasquillo, also known as CQ, the pop culture warrior, for assuming the duties of station manager of WTF Nation Radio. Now,
round of applause. There it is.
Yeah, there you go. Now, where does that leave me? Where am I going? Everyone's like, I thought you were.
Yes, where are you going?
Yeah, where am I going? I have ascended. What is it? The Republic will be reorganized. I'm sorry. That's the wrong movie. I will be assuming a greater role within the WTF Moments empire. And so stay tuned because there's going to be another announcement with that. And I'm pretty excited and everything happening in play. Everything that's happening, it's in motion on that end But effective 14 June at midnight Eastern Standard Time, CQ will be the WTF Nation Radio boss. And I will still be broadcasting, but I will be now assuming other roles within the WTF Moments regime, empire, galaxy, whatever you want to call it. I'm excited.
The nation.
So
the nation.
Yeah, exactly. So then I am I'm going to look forward to seeing what lies ahead, all that other stuff, and just kind of like, hey, here we go. What the hell, man? Already starting off. Bowing to a dictator. We ain't bound to shit. What are you talking about? I was just talking about WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio. We ain't doing nothing.
It's just CQ is just taking over.
Yeah. He's not a dictator. He's
We're not bowing to him.
He's a good guy.
We're just letting him take over because all the tech stuff and everything else. We're still doing Sarna's time. He's not going to fire it. Well, maybe he will.
He might fire it.
Maybe that is.
Ooh,
I don't know, Ken.
He's a plot.
Maybe he is. CQ is just gonna
that's a plot.
Take over and start running this as a dictatorship.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's gonna dictate exactly what we can say on the station.
No.
We're fucked. Him and all his angry people.
I'm in trouble. Yep,
we're gonna have to get angry. That's what it is. I'm gonna be angry Spanky, and you're gonna be angry Ice.
Yeah, exactly. Back to the good old days.
We're gonna have angry Radar.
Yeah.
We're gonna. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
He's gonna dictate our names. We're gonna all be his angry staff.
Oh man. No, we're not bowing to a dictator. Yeah. So basically, is there a board for that? No, it's pretty much yeah. Anyways, there you go. There's no need to discuss the intricacies and how we work here, but I'm pretty pumped. So what was that? What successes? What are we already getting bots already? Did you see that?
I know already.
We usually wait till hour one. After hour one is when the bots show up.
I mean, we haven't even talked about Bragg yet. Gosh.
Yeah, exactly.
I brought it up. I'm like,
you're right.
There's
Bragg. Where's Josiah? We haven't even had any discussions about Bragg. But yeah. Again, so I'm excited because that leaves me to do other stuff within the WTF Moments, WTF Nation, things to do things, and I'm excited to do things. So I'm pumped. So again, you'll still see my shining nose on Mondays and Thursdays. No change, guys. Yeah. So relax. I'm already getting the DMs. Where are you going? I'm still here. Think about it as me being the boss of the WTF Nation radio thing and stuff. There you go. I'm the boss.
Yeah.
There you go. So, hang on. You know what? Let me go ahead and handle this bot here. If you only knew the power of the dark side.
Bow wow son. Bye bye son.
Bow wow son. Okay. All right. Okay, so what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. So this is going to be growing into some Monday territory and Sergeant's Time territory and just things that I think everyone's going to get pretty polarized. I get it. We're not going to say exactly what you want us to say, and there's going to be individuals that are not going to be happy with what we say. But, as we always say, the old mantra of go fuck yourself is in full effect at any time that we are just, purely providing our opinions and some background on the situation at hand. So.
And we try not to get into the go fuck yourself part in the time, but sometimes it comes out. If we got to get a little bit Monday-ish, we get a little bit of fuck yourself.
I mean, well, some of it is important. Some of it is one of those things to
it is.
So let's talk about the Fort Bragg rally. The Fort Bragg. Here we are at Fort Bragg. I'm on Fort Bragg. Oh, my Lord, man. It all started with a post from Fancy Bear.
Yes.
Fancy Bear. Okay, so they're tagged in the comments, and Fancy Bear knows how we are, and we have a good relationship with Fancy. Okay, there was a post that we covered. When did we talk about that post? About the no soldiers, no fatties, no whatever. We talked about that last week, right? Didn't we talk about that?
I think so. Yeah. It's been relatively recent.
Yeah.
Last week or two.
Right. We talked about that, and we thought it was over and done. We kind of chuckled about it because everybody knows that when you are attending a parade or attending a formation, it was it's kind of standard. It's a common, see, that's the thing too. It's a common military practice a lot when we were doing the, if you're taller than the person in front of you, please, walk forward. And it's always a formation and uniformity type of thing and all that, right? That's always been common. Yeah. That's always been normal. To civilians, I think, they immediately ran with this story as if it was a racist or misogynist or, what was that somebody else said? Bowing down to a dictator. You're bowing down to a dictator. And everybody, so we're just going to recap because we did talk about, I remember talking about this last week live. And that's why I keep saying, you guys need to scroll the timeline and you'll be surprised that you'll find us, chatting about the same stuff that you're probably angry about. So no soldiers in the bleachers are to be fit and look fat. Yes. If you're trying to represent your organization, no fats. I mean, Spanky and I, we have laughed about this when you said, look at this guy in this formation. How could this guy be look at this uniform. Look how ate up he is. Yeah. That's kind of like the norm, right?
Yes. And we understand too, that there are exceptions and there are reasons that people may be out of compliance with that, like injuries and things like that. We do understand that. And it's not like, we're ragging on people like that. But,
I didn't realize
it's not always things like that.
Well, to the civilian world, fats, people who are obese are protected class, it seems like. But in the military, or at least in the U.S. Army, we have the Army Body Composition Program, which at a specific, level of body BMI measurements, you cannot be. And obviously, if you look obese, as a matter of fact, we highlighted. Oh, hey, Jacqueline, it's okay. Hey, you pregnant, Jacqueline? Nah, it's okay, girl. No. That's a different that is a whole different criteria when it comes to the to that. That's that we have there's no we don't even that doesn't even make the
like
mix.
I said, I was just saying obviously pregnancy is different and
right. But
like I said, and there are exceptions. People have those things like the injuries and things like that.
Correct. But me looking like I'm pregnant is bad. You know what I mean? That's my thing. Now everyone discussed that back when Sergeant Major of the Army Grinston put out a policy that if you made 500, matter of fact, we did talk about this one. If you're 540 or above specific points at each event, then you're exempted from BM, from your height and weight, which I think is too, because I know some pork necks that can outrun me, and I'm thinking, man, I can outrun this dude. And this dude was just could just smoke everything. The way I see it, if you max an AFT or APFT, you shouldn't get taped no matter how big you are. Mm-hmm. Because I know bodybuilders and power lifters, and man, they can lift it. But if they're barely holding on to their uniform, I could kind of see the commander going, yeah. And also, you also have whatever condition they may be. I'm not going to have somebody who possibly is really heavy overweight, and I'm not going to have that person standing in formation because they might pass out. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
See, yeah, exactly that. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Me and Spanky have always been the proponent of, we know, well, Spanky at least knows that once you get pregnant and you're soldiering, there's a different dynamic of body changes and chemistry after you have the child. Which is like right now, there's which is why we had the lactation stations and all that other stuff. Even though there's a specific hospital out there that's a developing story about not them providing lactation stuff and all that. There are certain needs that have to be done for. I mean, come on, women, they have to have those. They have to have. It's hard. I mean, I can't tap dance around it. There are specific needs that they fucking have, and so lactation stations and all that. Hey, and I'm a dude. I'm not a current qualified. A woman to understand that. So that's just the way it is. So the how do I say this? The appearance of, and I know individuals that it's also to me shaming them. Like I can imagine somebody who's really obese and wearing a uniform, knowing that they look like that, and they're gonna be put in the fucking spotlight. It's almost like you're doing that shit on purpose. You know what I mean? It's almost like
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Matt says the profiles. Okay, sorry, no profiles. Yeah, exactly, no profiles. If you can't stand in formation because I know individuals who have profiles. We're the badass soldiers on the planet. We're the best soldiers on the fucking planets, of all the galaxy. They look like they Mr. Olympia, but all it takes is one injury, And the next thing you know, their body it just fucks up the routine. They start gaining weight, the medications, blah, blah, blah. So there has to be a bunch of fucking consideration of that. So that is the reason why we say a proper appearance, and you don't look like a fucking rat bag. I mean, come on. The whole understanding of what professionalism looks like, it's not a grievance issue. Looking good in your uniform, you're supposed to look good in your uniform. Unfortunately, I can never look good in my fucking ASUs because they just don't make their uniforms right anyways.
I could never look good in them because I had boobs, and yeah, just, they
well,
just didn't work.
there you go. That's the thing too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, boobs and booty. If you got that booty, you got some boobs. Military uniforms are not, are not conducive to providing that. And of course, there's no one body template of what we should look like.
Yeah. And I mean, like all of these things, I get. Like, if you have, you're gonna, chance you're gonna be on TV.
Yes.
With the news and all that, and they, have an image to project.
We got some female commenters talking about the boobs. So yes, I understand. We understand. Yep. So we know about the boobs. So it's like, yeah. How do you think I felt as a senior enlisted, and having to ensure that uniform corrections were done and all that, and I literally just have I literally just had one of some of my female soldiers that I served. Sergeant, just do the adjustment. I don't care. Just adjust my shit. I'm like, boobs, So the same thing.
Right?
Yeah. So I think, there's the body template the Army just has wrong when they think, that's what this is what it needs to look like. This is what a true model soldier. Well, what is a true model soldier now anyways today? I mean, is it that you're looking at some sort of strat looking dude who's a high school football player, varsity college guy, and he's got that chiseled chin, and yes, So I can still wear my ASUs after I retired. If your boobs touch the ground, you're the Terminator. Are you talking about PT test or just the boobs themselves standing up? So let us continue. The issues that we had also was the water. No water. It was hot. It was hot. It was hot. I mean, so soldiers not allowed to have water. Hey, look, there have been other situations where you're sitting in the formation, or standing in formation, or sitting behind bleachers, and it's hot. You could have just let them put their camelback on and then put their uniform top over. I've seen depending on So let's see. We got PZ in the chats. There were 61,000 bottles of water there. No idea where the no water came from. And they were handing out cases of water to the staff. There you go. Okay.
So that part might have gotten put out wrong. Like they didn't want them bringing their own water in. Like they were going to have water there. Like they wanted, not everybody bringing in, carrying all these ugly water. I don't know. They wanted to look better. So that might have just been put out wrong. We're going to have water there. Don't bring your own cabinet.
We also heard that there was no watches either, but we saw several images of soldiers holding, wearing watches. And we didn't want to highlight it because we didn't have frag the soldiers because, man, everyone's on a fucking witch hunt about this rally. So, okay, let's continue. Okay, so if any soldiers have political views that are in opposition to the current administration and they don't want to be in the audience, then they need to speak with their leadership and get swapped out. Basically, they don't want soldiers in the audience rolling their eyes or shaking their head in disagreement. Now, here's where I have the issue. And Spanky and I have talked this plenty of time. We've stood behind several elected officials, and see my face? See my serious face?
Yeah.
That's the only face we made. It didn't matter if it was W, Obama. You said Rumsfeld, right? We said Rumsfeld. Yeah.
Yeah, Rumsfeld. I had to remember. That was the first one. I had to go sit and listen to Rumsfeld.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
and Clinton. Those are all. And I just had to sit there and just sit there, right? Just sit there. I mean, I made no bearing. People clap and all this stuff. We're going to get you out of Iraq. Obama. Everyone's like, yay, we're going to get out of Iraq. Everyone's going to get out of Afghanistan. Everyone's like, yay, all right, we're going to, yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, W on the aircraft carrier. We kicked ass. We're going to be out of here in a minute. Everyone's like, yay. Everyone's like, so really, standing behind or sitting behind, I see it as you get no fuck. We didn't get a fucking choice. We got told.
Well, I'm reading this. Even if I'm not going to say what my political views are. I would literally be like, oh, I don't have to go if I say I don't agree
Well,
with
see,
them.
that's
the
another
way
thing
I'm
too.
reading it.
That's another thing too. There's 3 different versions of this text, by the way. So you got to remember too. Think about it. Some Joes that don't want to fucking stand in formation and don't want to see either. And because it was, first off, it was hot. Your ass, everybody's sweating. There's going to be some drama. The parking's going to be a pain in the ass. Do you really?
I can't bring my own water.
I can't
No,
bring my
fuck
own
this, I'm out.
water. And that's the thing too. That's another thing too. Because it said no water, no one relayed down to the line saying, oh, well, there's going to be water there, so don't fucking sweat it. So that
61,000 bottles.
yeah, so that paragraph where it says soldiers of the bleachers will not have water, so make sure they hydrate properly. That right there should not have been said. This is the best part about it. This was a big Sarge text. And so again, I've had no choice. If you had a choice and you were told to shut up and just sit there and go, yay, whatever, and smile. Now, where it got stupid, and I'll say stupid. All right, the mainstream media is about fake news. And then it was like, boo, boo. Then you watched it slowly digress into just like, what the fuck is going on? Holy shit. Holy shit. It was one of those, yeah, okay. Now you're putting the soldiers in a precarious position.
Yes.
If you have soldiers that are sitting there clapping, going, yeah, every single media outlet are now going to take pictures, look at name tapes, and to include their leaders. Now the leaders who are anti-Trump are going to go, oh, I'm going to bust that ass, blah, 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 whatever, blah, 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 right? Now, every, and this is what I've seen so far about, oh, well, he's booing Biden. Now, I'm going to say this. When Trump was running for office, there were active duty soldiers that were shit posting all over social media about Trump running. So if they're booing Biden and that right there to me was like the big, I guess you would say, swampy gray area.
Yeah.
That was the man, dude, come on, you didn't have to say that, but it was. Now here's what we say: when a soldier was going against Trump when he was running, it was freedom of speech. But now he's the commander in chief going boo. People are now talking about hemming up these soldiers that were booing to talk about, because he's no longer the president anymore. Biden's no longer the president. So, so the whole,
I mean, all of this. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But all of this, the booing, the cheering, all of this in uniform, all bad, in my opinion. All of it. Like, the cheering, the clapping, I get that he's our commander in chief and should be able to come, but it shouldn't be political. And but we can't tell him what to do,
Right.
So that's like, he should be able to come and talk about military things and hype up the troops as any leader should be doing.
Yep.
But he shouldn't be talking about, I don't know, his political foes. Let me just put it that way. But we can't tell him that.
Well,
So that's my whole problem with everything.
We can't tell him that. Well, the military leaders can't tell him that, and everyone's just going to have to grit their teeth to say.
I mean, I can tell him that, but he's not going to listen to me. So,
Exactly. Once he started going, if he would have talked about Fort Bragg, I love Fort Bragg, home and special, blah, 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 and he was mispronouncing a bunch of generals' names, I was laughing about that because there's some generals that I know that, thought they were in and cool with him and stuff like that. That were probably pretty butthurt that they mispronounced it. Oh, he doesn't know my name, right? And everyone's talking about what other times have you seen? There's been no other time, and I'm gonna say we could go back to where we have seen past administrations use us troops as props.
Oh yeah,
every single one, and I'm like,
I mean, what's his name was president when I very first joined? What was his name? I can't even think of it. Clinton. That was it. That was it. That was who it was. And every single one, ever since him, that I can remember has.
Yeah.
And I can even remember before I joined, seeing Bush Senior doing it.
Yeah. So, well, they were talking about highlighting stuff and talk about initiatives, and then they kind of do a subtle jab. They're smart about it. Trump is a little bit open about it, but the past administrations, they were subtle about it. and they were kind of quiet. They would do like this little subtle jab, knowing that they're talking about the Republicans, or knowing they're talking about my opposition or my opponent or whatever will sometimes slip out of their mouth. So it's almost one of those things to where every single time a president speaks in front of soldiers, everybody goes nuts because you're getting used as props. Because if you do the grip and grin with Obama, people are going to think you're a liberal. Now look, I'm sorry. Right. In a moment of history, I would say the president is the president. Now, mind you, it's pretty historical what he fucking said and did at Bragg, right? I mean, everyone's like, what the fuck was all this all about?
Yeah.
If you were to say, hey, but Obama said this, and I'm going to say all of them have said that. Yeah. All of them have said something to the effect. Now, Trump obviously not as he did it pretty openly. It wasn't the snooty, I don't know what's the.
He's not a career politician.
Exactly.
So he said it like not a career politician.
Yeah, he would said it like someone who's unfiltered, who doesn't know anything about politics or whatever. Yeah. And we kind of doesn't. I mean, because he's not a politician. No, he's not a career politician.
Right.
And then everyone's going nuts saying, have you seen other ones? Yeah, no, I've seen other politicians do the same thing. I've seen other individuals that do the Manda clap, yay, like that. Oh, the president, you have, and back in the day, Mean Spanky, I know for a fact there was some sergeant major walking in the background going, or whatever. Right. Not because they didn't like what they said or whatever. It's because he is, or they were back in the past, the commander in chief.
Yes. There were times you clap. There are times you listen. You definitely don't fall asleep. Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah. Don't fall asleep. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all the things.
Could you imagine if you're falling asleep and you stand up and go back to the room? Everyone's gonna look like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh my God, I don't know. I've been that tired before. It might happen, but
yeah, exactly. Now there was one talk where somebody brought up hey, well, Obama said something too. I'm like, yeah, Obama said something too. Yep, got it. Okay, they've all said it. So I know the drama of everyone freaking the fuck out was hey, no one's gonna say nothing that's gonna satisfy anyone's fucking anything anymore. The way of political decorum, as someone says, worse now. The way of political decorum is now, all the niceties are gone. Like you literally have cabinet officials, cabinet comms people shit posting and shit talking worse than the main page.
I mean, for real, you do not know how bad. I am restraining myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do I feel the need to restrain myself?
Yeah.
I want to shit talk our leaders of this country.
I look at that. I'm like, what the fuck? Did you just fucking, did you see what they posted?
Yeah. I'm like, oh, why do I feel like this is what I want to do? And why do I feel like I shouldn't be doing this? Like, I feel like this is like, I feel like I'm a teenager and I'd be shit talking my principal. That's what I feel like. Like that's what it feels like.
Exactly. It feels, Oh yeah.
I'm like, this feels wrong.
That feels wrong. Am I supposed to respond with something? Yeah, exactly. Well, were we supposed to respond with this? What am I supposed to say?
Because I can clap back with the best of them, and I'm like, I feel like I'm wrong. I shouldn't be doing.
Well,
so I haven't.
The whole thing, though, what's funny is that you saw the military side of it where we were just like, oh my God, fuck. Everyone's like kind of laughing. And then you saw the civilian side's reaction to it, which is like, holy shit. What the hell? And so now I've been somebody's been DMing during the show while we're talking right now, who wishes not to be, but asked me, what was the worst, who was the worst one that you thought was hilarious? And I had already was going to bring this up. And the worst one that I thought was funny was when Obama visited Baghdad and the unit made everybody face each other in the middle. Do you remember that? Do you remember that one where everyone was like everyone was facing each other? Like it originally was supposed to have been a photo op from what I was told. And then it went up into this whole, what the hell, what is going on? So literally you have these two dudes these two dudes at the end facing each other, and they're trying to clap and they're trying to like react, and everyone's like, wait a minute, I thought this was going to be a photo op. And then the next thing you know, he's like, starts talking.
Right.
He starts talking. And everybody,
that looked so staged, and it was.
Yeah. And everyone, I'm like, oh my God, that was so hilarious because look, you could really see the video of that. Just look at, President Obama visits Baghdad, Iraq, and you'll see it was a few years back. And it was hilarious because you could see the awkwardness of everybody, and you could also see the leaders in the audience do that, like I was saying, pacing back and forth, doing that. You better fucking clap, you know what I mean? You better show respect, you know what I mean? It's the respect thing. Sorry, he has the seat. He has the seat. It almost sounds like an Arby's commercial. Arby's, he has the seat. I look. There have been individuals that I could not stand to serve with, but unfortunately, any level of disrespect that I displayed, rolling my eyes, doing whatever, I couldn't do it. To include the individual that I wanted to run over in my I won't finish the rest of the sentence, or somebody that had to hold me back from physically assaulting somebody. But yeah, and I just had to take it. Everyone else just had to take it. Everyone has to take it. The last administration, we had to take it. Trump 1.0, we had to take it. Obama, we had to take it. Clinton.
Right.
So I'm bringing you up, Clinton. Oh, why you got to bring me into this shit ass? This is
No, he said, I'm just
God
trying to
damn.
be retired.
I'm already
I ain't
out.
causing nobody no trouble.
I'm just out here hanging out doing speaking engagements. You're fucking with me. So yeah, it was one of those things too. It was like, holy shit. It became, how do I say this? I don't want to say this with pissing off. No, I'll just say it. You ever see those redneck fucking TV shows where everyone's acting ratchet and they think it's all cool to tear up barracks and stuff? He's just so stupid, blah, blah, blah. That's where I think we're watching a U.S. government size level of this. You're like, God damn.
What is going on?
Yeah, what is going on?
Like,
did
is this your life or
did he just
reality
did he just
show?
fucking say this and start talking right now, the fake news, and then he makes the announcement. If you guys just tuning in, we're just doing the Fort Bragg rally recap. He announces all the names of all the posts going back to whatever, but he doesn't do it right. You know what I mean? It's almost like you have somebody that is about ready to break. Oh, I'll take that back. Who was it that had the what was it, the Academy Awards, and they said the wrong name or some shit like that?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. I'm trying to think who did it. I do remember.
Yeah.
So, oh my god.
Yeah. And so it's you're just like.
Oh my gosh. No. Sports bar. We're not. Oh god. Don't tell me this. Sorry.
No,
Yeah. Did you see what Sports Bar just posted?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I just got the person that has been chatting with me privately has just sent me this as well.
Okay.
Oh, man. Okay, let me
the Family Feud guy.
The Family Feud guy. Yeah, Steve Harvey. Yeah, from Miss Universe. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
that's
Yes, there it was.
Yeah.
All right, breaking news right now here on U.S. Army WTF Moments. It would appear that multiple plumes of smoke have been seen reported over Iran. And explosions have been reported in Hamadan. Meanwhile, Israel has closed its airspace and reported to declare a state of emergency due to preemptive strikes against Iran. The IDF Home Front Command has announced immediate changes to its guidelines prohibiting all education activities, gatherings, workplaces within the exception of the essential sector. Wow. All right. So there we go.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the damn. Okay. So breaking news: Israel's bombing Iran. Can we just go back? Can we do our when we were privates? Bomb Iran. Remember that case?
Right.
It's fun. Look at this. What's going on? We have Russia getting its ass kicked. We have Iran getting fucking bombed, and it all happened when we retired. This is like, what the fuck's going on? But there you go. There's the. There, I'll let you guys look at that for a second and absorb it. Man.
Yeah, I had to look real quick too. That was just like crazy.
Okay. All right. So when what was I saying? Oh yeah. So when he went back and started naming, we're going to name all the bases back to what they used to be, but they're going to be different names of different people of who they were. So if they just happen to have the same last name of the names that there used to be, they're going to be renamed back to the original names, but they're of different people with the same names. Does that make sense? Did I just flow that out pretty good?
Yes, because they're just same names, different people.
Did I spit fire? Okay, is that what the kids say? I will say that military discipline and demeanor. Oh, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Military discipline and demeanor. Oh man, have been in the toilet. Now everything's an issue. Everything's drama. You don't like this. You don't like that. It's got to be brought up to whatever. Yeah, exactly. So when President Trump made that announcement of renaming all the installations, and one of them was Fort Eisenhower, who is currently going to be renamed back to Fort Gordon again. Immediately, Fort Eisenhower said, "See ya, we're going to change our bio. We're back to Fort Gordon."
Right. I went and checked like the Fort Cavazos Facebook page to see if they changed it back. They hadn't yet. I keep checking. I'm like, because they did already say they were like. Yeah,
they've had to have had a lead on from the beginning. It's like, oh man, here we go. He said it, boom, and then they changed it, and then they tried to hide. They tried to hide the bio. You know, you can hide stuff on your profile. They tried to hide the bio change. They must have realized that it went out to everybody, and then people were sending us the bio change. I'm like, man, this is, I don't see it. And then they go, no, look at the intro. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, my whole issue with this is the same. Like, I understand, of course, why they did it. Congress said you had to do it. He tried to veto it. He couldn't. So he's probably butthurt about it. And that's why he's like making everybody go back about it. This is my problem. You just did this whole Doge thing. Why are we spending money on things that do not need money to be spent on them?
Mm-hmm.
So you just took away all this money from the barracks program and cleaning up mold to, enforce all of your immigration policy. Why are we spending money on this?
Yeah. Oh, well, here we go.
That is my own thing. Why is this a priority? How does this increase lethality that you just, took all this money away from all of these other programs?
Yeah.
But you can spend money on this.
Yep.
All right. I will take all the other feelings out of it and we'll speak like the true conservative that Republicans supposedly are supposed to be.
You mean fiscally, right?
Why?
They're supposed to be fiscal.
Fiscally.
They're supposed to, manage and be good stewards of American taxpayer dollars because we're supposedly taxation is theft. But I don't want to go in this Monday edition show where we.
No, but that's just why. That's my only issue with it.
Yeah, where the DNC and the GOP both fucking suck. But that's just, I know. There you go.
Yeah.
Did you hear? I want to block W.T.F moments from ever broadcasting. They said we suck. No, I just said all parties.
But that, like, where we get this money from?
Yeah.
Where is this coming from?
Musa said, "What did Ike do? They don't like Ike." Well, here's the thing. Do you know how many Eisenhowers are named for specific buildings and facilities all around the Department of Defense? As a matter of fact, on Fort Gordon, or soon to be Fort Gordon, they already have a hospital name, the Eisenhower, the Army, what was it? U.S. Army Eisenhower Medical Center or something like that. They already have a hospital on that installation named for that. So I'm kind of like, we got stupid. It's almost like, how do I say this? It's almost like when you go back in time. You go back in time and you want to change something of your life that you would hope to have changed, and then you think it's going to get fixed, and then you come back to the present time and it's all fucked up. It's not the way you wanted it. It's all stupid, and it's not. It's almost like, it's all weird, and it's almost like you're reliving an AI nightmare. That's how I feel like the military is going with this being okay with fat. Or getting mad because they don't want to hide. They want to hide. And was one of the questions that I asked. Why is the military or is the Army hiding their soldiers? Are they? Is the Army too fat and afraid of chaptering soldiers because of the numbers supposedly that we're rocking and rolling? Because the last time we checked, Spanky, have we seen a slide on where's the numbers we were supposed to have in the Army? Like, here's the numbers we're supposed to have in the Army. And then, okay, so here's the numbers we're supposed to have in the Army. Let's just say for shits and grins, we're supposed to have 400,000 active duty in the Army. Okay, so that's the base number, right? So then what are the projections recruiting out through different fiscal years? I'd say for the last 4 or 5 years, right? There should be some numbers added to that. I've not seen no grandiose slides of everything that we're doing that's great of excellence when it comes to all the... we're just rocking and rolling on these numbers. Did we? Can you?
But how many are completely capable?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. How many of the individuals
And we're about
fat.
450,000 active duty.
Oh, you did? Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
so how many of these are fat? How many of these soldiers are fat, broken, or being always told to attend CTCs because we don't have numbers? Well, if you're, what was that? That dog ain't gonna hunt. Them numbers ain't right. It does not make sense whatsoever that we have individuals that are currently serving right now, and we have, without giving too much specific numbers, of units that have unmanned crews in armored vehicles, and everyone's saying, no, numbers are good. Okay, if your numbers are fucking good, then why are you making old fat boy or somebody who's, I should say fat boy, but those that are injured profiles, postpartum too. The postpartum ones, they get sent out and they're not supposed to fucking get sent out.
Oh no, not for 6 months now.
Yeah, dude, it's almost like all the head nodding. That's a great idea, sir. And as soon as fucking the new ministry came in, fuck that, fuck them, and fuck all these people. Fuck it, I hope you fucking die. I'm like, God damn, dude. Can we say, all the soldiers really want to do it? They just want to fucking eat. They just want to eat, live in the barracks, that it's clean, serviceable, have good equipment, be trained well, get paid right. Mm-hmm. Not have all the drama going on with finances and stuff like that.
Have a DFAC that's close enough,
have a
that they can't eat.
Have a DFAC that's close enough. Shit, girl. Even having a DFAC open.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Having a DFAC open that's close enough to they can eat reasonable number of meals a week.
Soldiers don't want to
maybe once a day at least.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Branko said he wants to. If anybody want a tank driver, yeah. Me and Spanky were talking about when all the COVID drama was coming on, and they were asking for reactivation. And individuals who wanted to come back in, they looked at me and Spanky like, "Wait, aren't you guys part of W.T.F moments?" And we're like, "Yeah, okay, no, we'll call you." Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm like, but my knee hurts.
Yeah. Tell you what, guys, once you hit retirement, man, sometimes that whole, man, once you get
all I want to do is eat at the Air Force DFAC.
Exactly. Yeah, but you're not in the Air Force anymore. No, you're not even in the Air Force. You're in the Army. Yeah. But me and Spanky took a half a day to go eat, to go hang out at the DFAC.
I mean, my first time at an Air Force DFAC, I'm like, excuse me, what? Oh, well, this is nice.
So for everyone's awareness, U.S. Army W.T.F moments has been tagging, I should say flagging, our own type of flag for all media that we've been receiving on overweight soldiers. And I don't like to fucking do that because I always look at the whole soldier concept, and I always look at the fact that troops deserve to be trained so they don't get to that position. Because I know for a fact there are PT schedules. I know for a fact there are details and taskings that happen where soldiers just don't get the opportunity to do it. And everything's all encompassing. Supposedly, we were supposed to do this whole, this whole H2F stuff. And if you have soldiers that are eating out of kiosks that have PX shit, that's junk food basically, then you're not really helping the soldiers out. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Oh, my soldiers, they're so fat, they need to get chaptered out. Well, what did you do, Sarnt? What did you do at your level to ensure that the soldier was eating properly, sleeping properly? I'm gonna guarantee it. That's why we always say, hype up hots and cots. A soldier can't sleep in the barracks when there's no AC and you're at Fort Bragg or Fort Benning or Fort Polk. If you can micromanage shaving, cell phone uses, and you can have the same energy towards smoking and energy. Yeah, there you go. Ooh, man, a friend of mine posted that. I wish soldiers. Hang on, I want to get this right. I want to get this quote correct. Because as you're out in the WTF moments sphere, you get to meet people and you get to go and do this stuff. It's kind of cool. What was it? I want to look at the comment right quick before. So, wish they soldiered as good as they TikToked. Wished they soldiers as good as they TikTok. So that's another point. There's another thing too. It's a whole concept, and the lack of, someone was talking about standards and lack of discipline. It's the enforcement of those standards is why it's happening. I don't recall us ever having fucking PT drama and shit like that. How many are actually using H2F for their training? You know what I mean? It's like when everyone was time to get out and they were out processing, we fucking left them alone. When the soldier got hurt and was injured on one profile, we left them alone. You know, there was I don't know what it is. You know, it's like the ABP, the Fat Boy program, Fat Girl, the Fat program. We actually allowed it to happen. You know,
and it works if it's used correctly. It's just not always used correctly. That's the problem.
Ooh, good point from Ruby there. Good point. I like that. But the TikTok gives them the validation that current NCOs don't. Damn.
Well, we're getting to the point that the current NCOs are on TikTok too. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
I like that, Ruby. Oh no, good point, Ruby. TikTok gives them the validation that current NCOs don't. That's why I always laughed at the Fat Boy program. Anyways, if I have to send my soldier to another NCO to do PT, then I would feel like a sack of shit. I'd be like, that's like someone raising your kid for you.
I mean, yeah. It has pluses and minuses. You know, specializing. Like, hey, if this NCO is specializing in this, and I'm going to specialize in this. If you guys all the NCOs are working as a team with it, it can work.
Right.
But yeah, I understand what you're saying too. So, like,
Mike says that they're literally the real responsibility goes on the chain of command of the cooks, and if they're responsible for feeding the force instead of higher command does deals and process food companies and bring in quick. I'm gonna tell you what, it's how do I say this? It's big army on the way the cooks are treated, the way the cooks are being distributed, and what the cooks are managed to do. I've even got cook friends that say there's only so much we can fucking do to cook. Like they don't give us that much chow. They don't give us those much ingredients. Just like we were talking about all that BAS that is supposed to be going to the soldiers for defects or going to monies elsewhere. You know?
Yeah, we did that beer math one night.
Oh my God, remember that beer math?
Yeah, yes.
That beer math while we were
did it on BAS once, then we did it on BAS, and like there's a lot of money that's, I mean, not here at Hood. Like it's not going here. Like where's all that money? The defects are closed, so like where's that? So all those soldiers BAS going?
Yep, exactly. All right.
And then people are like, oh sorry.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, people are saying like, well, they don't get that money, so it doesn't exist. I'm like, well, they would be getting it if they didn't live there.
It's a scam. So it is a legit scam.
Totally.
They're doing that on purpose. If they're paying, if I see on my LES, BAS and BAH, give me that shit. Otherwise, don't use that as the entitlement, and that's what it was. So, all right. So, do you just want to go ahead and push the break? I mean,
yeah, we can do that so we can get done a little early tonight. I think that's okay.
Yeah, we push the break. Okay. So, along with the visit to Fort Bragg, there was the issue of the vendors. And holy shit. There was the vendors out there that I don't know if they were just like, did anybody not screen their shit? Did anybody not screen anything that was happening or what was going to be sold on the installation? But what was crazy is when we got in the inbox, and of course, I'm going back to Fancy Bear. Fancy Bear, if you guys don't know, they are everything 82nd, everything Fort Bragg. They are the market of Fort Bragg, just like we are the market for the Army. We just caught it.
They specialize.
Yeah, their emphasis is on. Yeah, we just talked about Israel bombing Iran, and we hope they bomb them harder. All that hard. So, anyways, the vendors. I hope PZ's still in the chats. Woo! Okay, so we got a flood of white privilege cards in the fucking inbox. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Where the fuck is this at? Where are you guys getting this from? And apparently, there were some vendors out there that were selling white privilege cards. Now, I'm just gonna say this right now. How do I say this? On the Monday edition, that one time when everyone started calling Latinos and Asians white, and I joked around saying, "Where's my white privilege card?"
There it is. I guess you could have bought it at right.
I didn't know that. Did anybody get any white privilege cards? Anyways, so if you are not up on politics, if you're not up on different social media platforms, obviously, if you're seeing this the first time on Facebook, this will be a fucking shock because It looks like exactly what it fucking says. Like, white privilege card trumps everything, right? So that using the name Trump as the joke there, as the pun.
Right.
And from what somebody told me, and I think the individual that sold this is merch from it's a black guy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know because a lot of people are listening and they can't see this. Like it looks like a credit card.
Right.
So just want you to see that it looks like a credit card, and like you said, white privilege card is what like the name of the credit card, like it would be a bank, and then the credit card number is like 45, 45, 45, like 0045.
Yeah. So
and then the member says birth,
Yeah.
the expiration date is death, and the card holder name is Scott Free. So there you go. That's good because I know a lot of y'all are listening, not watching. So I just need you to have that visual in your head as you're listening to him talk about this.
Yeah, we went no PZ, you didn't get left on red. We were going, what the fuck is this? So yeah, this card, let's see, official Joel Patrick. Can you look up Joel Patrick, see who he is? Who is Joel Patrick?
Yes. Let me look.
Official Joel Patrick. Hit that in the Googleizer while we talk. And of course, the dog, the engineer dog. I remember that dog that we posted on the timeline.
Oh, it's coming up with the video first, and I can't listen to the video. Yeah.
And then of course, this right here is some people wearing the "Make America Great Again" stuff. Now look, soldiers. What's that meme? Private. Just careful when your face in uniform is wearing politically charged or political items. It would be no different than you wearing a campaign sticker on your uniform. PZ says that there was one vendor, they showed up the day before, and I told the White House staffer to get it the fuck out of there. They told me it would be moved. The next morning, it was front and center of the entry line. Yeah, and I sent a picture and said W.T.F. to the White House guy. And yep, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I was just looking. Yeah, he does have a website. It's just very basic right now, and that's all you can buy on it.
Yeah,
and he does have a video, like I guess, talking about it.
Yeah. So,
and on his Facebook, he calls himself the legendary Black Redneck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's why the context of where you're at on social media, like everybody knows, he's black. If you're on other platforms of social media, if you are not attuned to social media, like for instance, because we're going to talk about Twitter in a second. If you're just on Facebook and you see something coming from Facebook, just coming on, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And it's from other platforms. That's why I always say leaders need to be on social media, because some of the things that we've seen get posted on one platform is not posted on another platform. Just like Facebook. Right. It's so funny is that the majority, I'm going to get a little Monday here. The majority of the constituency breathed and fucking believed all the fucking conspiracy theories from Facebook, but all the drama is really happening on Twitter. So, and
most of the soldiers are on Instagram. So it's just like
right. There's soldiers, yeah. And somebody was like, somebody kind of had a and somebody hit us in the inbox, and of course there's also some comments in the that was on a post that we made, and it was let me show you his socials real quick. There you go. So this is Joel Patrick right here, running in the plains with his girl, and that's his that if you could see that's most of his. He's an influencer for Trump. Somebody said, hey, look, you guys need to evolve. The page needs to grow up, and the page needs to do this. The page needs to, and I'm sitting there listening to I'm reading the lecture that I'm getting. And I love that. I do. I get them all, how I should do this and how we should do that. The platform should be like this. The platform should be. Now, look, We have a very diverse staff, by the way. I mean, Jesus Christ, I just gave up the station to a Latino, another Latino to
Right.
Latino. You know, we have very prominent and very diverse staff behind the scenes as well. And what somebody said to me was, you should do this, and this page is not what it used to be, and blah, 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 blah. And I said back, real professional as I could say, I said, you're not the target audience.
They don't like to hear that.
They don't like to hear. I said, if you're going to post and follow and jab and all this stuff, and you think the page fucking sucks, you're not the target audience. I'm not after. We're not trying to message. We're not trying to, let's put it this way. We're trying to message to your sons and daughters, your nephews and nieces, the leaders that are in the military. That's the level. The majority of the people that we have following U.S. Army WTF moments are not 30s and they're not in their 40s. They're youngs. They're the youngins. That's why the content appeals to them. Go back what that comment was about.
Sorry, Big Sarge.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, retired Big Sarge.
Retired, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Retired.
Yeah, retired. Yeah. It's like recruiting. Everyone talked about how USAREC is focusing on 13-year-olds. Remember how everyone made a big deal about that?
Yes.
And we were like freaking the fuck out. Well, USAREC is reflecting
right.
on 12 and 13-year-olds. Our focus are the 18 to 25s, maybe even into the 30s. That's our target audience. That's who we are trying to cater to. That is who the ones that we're trying to say that the Army isn't really that fucking bad. The Army actually is pretty fucking good. We'll just ensure that we highlight individuals who are fucking it up for you.
Yep.
I mean,
it has a lot of fucked up moments.
Yeah, it's called
overall.
WTF moments, you know. So, did you already change there? Did you already cover the base name change? Yeah, I did. We did Insomniac. Yeah. We covered because we were making fun of Fort Eisenhower, how they already posted Fort Gordon. They already posted their stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, there's articles that we have been receiving from journalists that we have been talking to, and hey, you guys get this, you guys get that. So you'll be seeing different coverage on stuff like that. So yeah, so individuals were like, really, you guys just suck, and you guys are this, blah, 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 and you guys are blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, again, this is WTF moments. To quote the great late Sam Kinison, we're not in a lunchbox.
Right. I mean, if you really want, like, you can email me at contact@WTFNationRadio.com, and I'll send you instructions on how to create a Facebook page. I'll do it. Really will help you out.
As a matter of fact, part of our initiatives that we're going to do back in the behind the scenes, that's what I'll be doing is we'll be covering, specifics of that right there, of how to start up a Facebook page, how to do this and how to do that. And so yeah, somebody was just like, well, your page is sucking. It's not going to be it's not what it used to be. You guys aren't really getting a reach. Yeah. And, again, like I said, I've sat there and private, I just kind of like had to calm down. I'm going to show you some behind the scenes stuff that we rarely show anybody. I get so much hate for a group that I made where people post anonymous and they don't like being called out. So I'm going to show you the WTF Nation.
I like that, Ruby.
Yeah, exactly. Get so much hate for.
Invite me.
Yeah, exactly. We want some tea. How about some tea, Ruby? We want some tea. So let me just do it real quick, and I have to make sure I'm careful to omit a lot of stuff in here to make sure that that is no proprietary information on here. So yeah, exactly that, Matt. What group? Add me. This is the demographics of the followership of U.S. Army WTF moments. I'm showing you in real time. And you can see who the demographic is. 18. Nah, I was wrong. I was incorrect.
Yeah.
We need to up the numbers, man. You see them 18 to 24
How
numbers?
is El Paso like
El Paso, man.
number one out there?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably because they ain't got nothing else to do out there.
Yeah.
Like,
so yeah, and so I just wanted to make sure that I hid a bunch of stuff. Anonymous, unfiltered. It's the new. Okay, yeah. Oh, anonymous, unfiltered. All right, Ruby, drop the link in the chats, girl. What you doing? Why are you holding out?
Doing a little searchy search in a minute here. Let me write it down so I can.
So the demographic that you see, the two young demographics are our demographics. That's the demographic we are going with. 35 to 44 are generally parents. 45 to 54 are grandparents or senior leaders. and then it goes into the different numbers. So that is those are our demographics right now. So when someone says this, no, I'm not going to scroll. I'm not scrolling. you want to scroll because he wants to see the rest of the numbers. Nope. So what I'm saying is that you're not the target audience. This page sucks. It's not what it used to be. No, but your sons, daughters, nieces, and nephews like it. That's who our service members, I should say, are the ones that we are. Why do you want to see the rest of the numbers? Wow.
And I still can't believe Clean's numbers are that low. I pump them numbers up.
Pump the numbers up. Yeah, exactly. What about countries? Somebody wants to see the countries? All right, we'll show you the countries. How about that? There we go. Once again, I'm asking you if there's a time ghost. No, this is a PSYOP shirt. This is the PSYOP shirt. PSYOP. Ruby, you know the deal.
Little ghosty ghost.
Yeah, little ghosty goes. Damn, Ruby, we like your style. We like that.
Yep.
I like that, man. So there we are. There is the demographic, and just going to give it a minute to change because of the delay. There is the demographic of the countries that we have the most followership out of the higher numbers. We have way more numbers. But there you go. The Philippines, Canada, Pakistan, Germany, United Kingdom, India, Myanmar, Australia, Mexico. Those are demographics that you see on the 18 to 30 to 34. That's who we're going with. That's who we are. I don't want to say targeting, but that is the content focus range of the ages that we wish to enjoy U.S. Army WTF Moments content. So when someone says,
and Paul from Nepal.
Yeah, Paul from Nepal. Yeah,
but there's Paul from Nepal.
Yep.
Can't forget him.
Exactly. Send us some wingdings, Paul. We got to know that you're still around, man. Once in a while,
that's how we know he's out there.
Yeah, that's how we know he's out there. So again, everyone's so if this page isn't what it used to be. No, you grew up. You have matured out of the page. So go ahead and unfollow, block, delete, whatever. But yeah, this is the PSYOP shirt. This is a PSYOP loudspeaker truck. And that's the PSYOP, and this is the ghost, the PSYOP ghost. I know I'm touching myself,
He's feeling his chest muscles. That's what he's doing. He's showing up.
I'm recovering from my surgery. So yes. Myanmar is definitely a VPN mask. Hey, yeah, I'm just showing you the audiences that we got. So everyone's like freaking out. Oh, the page. Target audience is. Can we just stay out of this one? Stay out of what one? What are we talking about? What are you talking about, Insomniac? Stay out of what one? The PSYOP stuff. Oh. Anyways, okay. Psychotic shirt, yeah. Right. So the next topic that's been hitting the webs, and I'm kind of like laughing because everyone kind of like, oh, look, what is this? What do we got? What do we got with this? There is a video of a veteran who was wearing a uniform at a protest in Dallas. And this individual has been screaming about, whatever she's squawking about. She's talking about being political pawns, yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm going to play the video, and I'm just going to show, I'm not going to play the sound because I'm just going to show you that she's doing this in uniform. But you can already see that everyone's freaking out, going, there's already subtitles on there. There you go. Mm-hmm. So I don't have to read. So she literally is posting stuff like this, and everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?" This flooded the inbox. Talking about, you served your conscience, military members, previous. Now we have a conscience. Blah 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 blah. So I want to say this right now: if you are active duty, which, by the way, this individual is not. If you are active duty and we get a video of you in uniform doing this, we will post you. You know better than that. Come on.
Yeah, this is like, yeah. I mean,
So she's not just a real quick. She is not active duty. She is a veteran, and so that right there just immediately just negates all the drama that everyone's. Now, of course, everyone's talking about, oh, you shouldn't let her do this. You shouldn't let. So we waited, and you know, God bless, you know, Anthony Anderson from Stolen Valor. He's on vacation right now, so where everyone was like, everyone's throwing up the Batman signal for him, you know.
right?
Like,
I thought I saw that.
yeah, it's like, dude, where you at, man? We need some help. So everyone verified that she is not in uniform, not currently serving. So there you go. We're waiting for some sort of official. It looks like I have a Scooby-Doo shirt on with the Mystery Machine. Well, thanks, David. No, this is a psyop shirt.
I just wonder, like, she probably got the reaction she wanted from that, though.
Oh no, she got she got the reaction. I always think that individuals doing the stuff in uniform, you're making it bad for individuals that you're just setting a bad precedence. I don't think you should do it at all in uniform. Someone wants to say, well, you're a service, this is this. You got every right to do this, and you want to stand up to fascists. I'm look, man. No black Suburbans have pulled up in front of my house when I went to go get tacos. Okay, and so I'm good. And again, I'm not out there protesting, throwing rocks at cops either. So I'm good.
Right. Exactly. And, you know, I know you're old enough, and so am I, to remember when, like, in 1994, when there were huge protests in LA and there were no problems. I'm not talking about like when they were, I was Proposition 187. So, you know, it can be done.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
You don't have to agree with people are saying, or like, no.
Yeah, I'm not saying that
don't
I'm
be
not
hurting people.
Yeah, I'm not saying
Yeah,
I'm
don't
not,
be hurt. No, I'm not saying. Yeah, we're not saying anything political about what we agree with or anything.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
it can be done without hurting people
or
and
being a civilian
federal
clothes.
agents or anybody or exactly. And where
civilian clothes. Which, by the way, there's going to be a protest happening on Saturday. A nationwide protest. Don't let us see.
Don't hurt anybody. Don't wear your army stuff.
Yeah,
you know, just.
So upon all this hitting the web, David said you're safe in California. Oh. So the DoD rapid response, and this is why I say everybody should be on all platforms, specifically in an official capacity, is that the woman in the video was discharged from the Texas National Guard 5 June. She does speak for or reflect the U.S. Army, which, okay, was contradicted because everybody else was saying, no, she wasn't in that. She was in the reserve. So they had to do a correction. The individual served in the U.S. Army from November 2010 to August 2014 and was then in the Army Reserves from 2014 to 2020. So there it is. That's the, you know, once you're out, we don't really focus on that at U.S. Army W.T.F. I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, we could talk about it on the Monday edition, and we can say how fucking cheesy and tacky you look. But we can also tell other leaders, hey, get on the platforms. Because I know we could probably go to, well, let's see. We could probably go to, let me go right here to see if that was posted on the DoD website. Because this is a DoD rapid response. So you would think that DoD rapid response would have this, right? Let's see.
Right.
Let me see. I'm just curious. Just asking the question, you know.
Look, have a little look over here.
Yeah, exactly. If they're having the luck, if they're having that same luck that they're doing it, then let's, okay, we're good. I'm not gonna, get butthurt about it. But you guys
look it on Facebook.
You guys got to remember that just because one platform is on fire and one platform's hot,
it is on Facebook.
It is on Facebook. There you go.
Yes, it is.
I implore individuals to look at all social media platforms, specifically in an official capacity when you're posting messaging and media. So that way there might, whoa, David, what was that? There might be a Tiananmen Square moment during the Trump, damn, dude. During the Trump, you mean the Army's 250th anniversary? Look, guys, every politician would have, if it was Harris or Trump, this has been planned for already just about a year. I guarantee it. They would be all freaking lapping it up and using that moment to highlight themselves. And acting like, oh, well, she's in the troops. I love the troops. No matter who won. If it would have been Harris, she probably would have been laughing through the whole fucking parade. If it was, Trump, well, I guess we're going to see what happens, see what's going to happen then.
It's just, again, this is one of those things, and again, I get it. We never cut out all the pomp and circumstance. But again, we are talking about this Doge thing and all this money that we're supposed to be saving. How does this parade have anything to do with lethality? And how much is it costing me? That's what I want to know.
I will say,
this parade costing?
It
could have been cut out.
I will say that the costing is not too much because we're seeing soldiers stay in hallways of buildings and stuff. We're already given the image, which brings me to this statement right here. If you are attending or at the 250th parade on Saturday, we are leaving space open on the calendar for the postings of all the content that we have. We're just going to leave it. Photos of the week are still going to be there. So you're going to get your photos of the week.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be lots of pictures. We would love to send us.
So the images that you have, good or bad, or this is fucked up, I'm still sleeping in the parking lot or whatever, feel free to send it. And it'll just be...
Send us the cool stuff, too.
Yeah, send us... we want to see some fucking, some tanks rolling down, we want to see some artillery. We want to see the Golden Knights. We want to see some pictures of some troops hanging out. We want to see the marching. Yeah.
Because you don't know which one of us may be there.
Yes, I was about ready to say, because some of us may be there. Now... everyone talked about the or hang on, somebody sent me a video and I think I lost it. Hang on, not lost it, but missed it.
And I know you're saying it's not going to cost much, but it still is costing money that could have been spent elsewhere. Like all the train rides, taking the tanks from here to there,
right,
from coast to coast. Like, again, it does cost money that could have been spent elsewhere.
Right.
And that's just what I keep saying. And I keep going back to that until, like I said, because they fired my nurse. That I'm not going to be mad forever about it. So.
Right.
So I'm going to be mad forever.
You should be angry about it.
Oh yeah.
So there was a parade that we posted. We posted on a timeline. It was an image on photos of the week, and it was tanks rolling down the streets in Poland, and everyone was happy about that. Everyone thought that was great. So if you think that's pretty cool to see, detach. I know it's going to be hard because it just coincidentally the vice president, the president's birthday just happens to be on June 14th, the same day as the anniversary of the Army. And all the actualies are out there trying to say no, it's doing this and doing this. It would have been Harris had she won. It would have been the same freaking thing. And it's just like, yeah, you're putting the soldiers in a precarious position because now all the soldiers that are happy to see just to be there. Some of them have never been to DC before. Some of them have never been.
Are they going to get to see DC? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I hope they do, though. That's what I'm saying. Is I hope they get at least some time to at least walk the mall.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And so I'm just going to say right now, oh, God, I'm looking forward to seeing some of the. It's also exercising functions that need tested. That's a good point. I actually I want to see how far a tank can make it on the street before it breaks down.
I get loading up the tanks and all that because not every unit gets to do that. Like, to go to NTC or something, and they. But also on that side, they're only bringing the best. Like, I drove down Motor Pool Road today. Yeah. I was curious.
Oh yeah. Oh man, people were freaking out talking about no military parades. I mean, the inbox has been flooded with everyone all Monday drama. You guys need to be stepping out and talking about this. What's their talking about?
All right.
What's the big deal? Because it was not. Well, there you go. Somebody just sent me the link again. This right here is in Poland. Nobody's saying anything about Jade Helm here. Nobody's saying this is a waste of money here.
It was. I'll say it.
No. I mean, like, Well, I mean,
Mhm.
it's
I
in
mean,
Poland. It's in Poland. It's kind of like our training. It's like,
I mean, yeah, it's probably got somewhere to go there.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I really do, and I'll say it all the time. Like all the change of commands, all of this, those don't cost as much, obviously, because they're local and you don't have to do all this. But like all of that is a waste of money.
yeah. Oh,
It's everything.
Holly brings up a good point. All it does is highlight how the majority of Americans have no clue what All American Week is, or others yeah. And that's the thing too. This is the big civ mill divide that everybody talks about. I'm just gonna say right now, it's all PAO's fault. It's all PAO's fault. Fart? Did I just say fart? PAO's fault. Public affairs, the public affairs peeps really need to get on the stick and stop going on fucking podcasts and start telling the Army story to our local installations. Invite more civilians. Invite the local populace. Show videos of stuff. I mean, not the stuff that content creators are doing, but actually, doing real fucking shit.
And stop doing it just in communities that are near post.
Yes. Have a recruiting fair. Have a have a recruiting event, and fly some helicopters down, and drive a tank from the tank stuff. Oh, hey, what's this? What's about?
Yeah, because like again, like in all the little festivals that are like around Hood, or around like in this local area, like Central Texas, for instance, in San Antonio area, where there's lots of posts. Like every time there's like a fair or anything, they'll have tanks there. They'll have military bands and stuff like that. They need to start doing those out in America
Because because the parades used to happen. As a matter of fact, part of our recruiting campaigns were us doing parades on Main Street was the term, but on Main Street.
Yeah,
that parade,
like those 4th of July parades.
Yeah,
that's where that's where you recruit.
No,
like,
no. Let's have leaders go on podcasts and never be seen again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck that. No, I shouldn't say it like that. But.
That doesn't. I mean that can have a place, but that's not recruiting. Like that's why we do this. Like I mean, not me and you. Like that's why you have PAOs, to get the word out there. Yeah, be all you can be. I remember that.
Yeah, be all you could be
from being a kid.
Yeah, when we were there. When we were needed, we were there. They were showing videos of parades. Matter of fact, I don't want to have some sort of Mandela / Streisand / butterfly effect. Hang on.
And yes, we did Insomniac. We covered that too.
Yeah, hang on. Oh yeah, this is now you guys getting me pumped up about this freaking no parades. What do you mean parades? Yeah. Parades have been part of our national pomp already.
And see, and all that money they're spending on this one big one. Okay, fine, it's 250th birthday. But I mean, could have been spread out and have a little bit everywhere, and let all of those kids see it, and then they think about those be all you can be moments, and sow those seeds early.
Right.
But but I don't get paid enough to be a consultant on this, so pay me and I will solve all your problems.
So while we're exactly. Exactly. Here's your invoice, U.S. Army W.T.F moments. So here's a video. We're not going to play the music, but we're just talking about how this was a We Were There campaign vid that they were talking about it and all this talking. They're going through Valley Forge and all that. But just a real quick, they where is it at right here? I think it was at the end of this video. They talked about parades. They're showing people, Army, that soldiers doing that soldier shit. Army, yeah. What's a PF Black Card? Planet Fitness. See,
Planet Fitness.
We were just talking about being fat. My algorithm's already messing with me. Look at that.
See, yeah, they listen.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, Ice, you're fat. I don't care if you just had surgery. I don't care, you tubby. Oh man, so that's messed up. Screw you, Planet Fitness. I should say
that's okay.
But anyways, it's time for some housekeeping.
Let me see, where is it? There it is. Lemon Pledge.
Grab the lemon pledge. Oh man. So matter of fact, again,
what do we have going on? We talked about the big announcement for the change of command.
Yeah, we did the change of responsibility for the station, talking about me going from me to CQ, and then me getting elevated to higher and greater things, and then FTX, and then Saturday co-ops, and so the game Friday and Saturdays are some Now, co-ops may or may not happen, and the reason why is because there might be some Army 250th events happening, and the same thing with CQ on FTF. We don't know because there's going to be some stuff. Ruby says they heard me say white card. Exactly. Oh, so yeah, here you go, Tubby. Here's a I think the black card. I got it now. The PF,
Yes,
you know, it just hit me. I got the joke now.
Sorry, I had to mute because it made me cough. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I had to mute for a second because I was dying coughing on that one.
Exactly. So not only
the PF
black card. Yeah. Not only is it a white privilege card and I'm fat. There you go. Now there you go. That my algorithm.
That's how you get to Planet Fitness.
Exactly. How do I upload a virus to these motherfuckers? That is so blasphemous. Why are you being mean to me?
You just got it too.
Yeah, it just hit me like, wait a minute, good shot, Ruby. We're gonna be going back in them. Are you? Well, we'll talk later, I guess. We're not gonna. Anyways, so Friday and Saturday are going to be probably some Army 250th events. Don't forget, if you do have anything that you want to send us for the Army 250th, we are leaving the calendar a little bit more open, so that way it's we can start posting some stuff for you guys for the 250th. Photos of the week are still going to be posted, and so there you go. If you're at the parade, please go live. You never know. You never know, David. Never know. Somebody might go live. You might see the page go live. Sunday, of course, is the sports bar with the actual King Smith, and of course, what do you hear? What do you say? The coach. The Monday edition with myself and Massey. Massey, I just forgot to tell you guys. Massey is also a contributing band, contributing on a band. In other words, he plays music. He plays some stuff here. So you're going to see the Carolina Vet Fest happening on July 5th. July 5th is going to be the Carolina Vet Fest. You might see, I don't know, some familiar faces. You know, everyone says I kind of look like Massey. Massey kind of looks like me. So you might see some clones.
They may be twinning.
You might be twinning. So you see it right there, Stephen Massey, hosted by Sarah Koslugas. I hope I did not mess up that name. Healing through unity. It's going to be music, food. So it's going to be in Gastonia, North Carolina. Gastonia. You know, Gastonia sounds like a planet, like, you know.
Yeah, like or a city on a planet that would be in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to Gastonia. So Gastonia, North Carolina, it is going to be on July 5th. Doors open at noon, start at 1300. Advanced $20, day of $25. This is going to get posted because this is U.S. Army W.T.F. Moments. We have, he is part of the team, so we got to pump him up. And looking forward to the Vet Fest. One of our own will be there, just like one of our own will be there for the 250th. Actually, I think 3 of our own are going to be out there for the 250th. So look forward to seeing that graphic get posted up. And then Tuesday, Pop Culture Warrior, Michael Carrasquillo, the CQ, obviously, and his angry staff of Mad Mike and Angry Elf. At that point, I'll be. It's a suburb. It is a suburb on the moon of Charlotte. Yeah, it is part of. It is Gastonia. It's a suburb of. It's part of the Charlotte system. Plot of course. Well, where are we going? We're going to the Charlotte system. We're going to go see Gastonia, where the Imperial Rebel base, where the Rebel base is at. So CQ will be, of course, all happy because me and Spanky will not have responsibilities when he's on there.
Woohoo! Not at all.
Not at all. But he will be talking about initiatives and things that are going to be coming out, which I'm excited to because, again, all of us are getting a promotion. So,
yes.
Monsters and what was it, White Claws or Tecates, whatever you want to drink, maybe a couple.
Moving on up.
And then Wednesday the Smoke Pit with Sorens, TZ, and Radar, and then of course back with us, Sorens time with myself and Spanky. So don't forget, we are still here. Don't y'all fucking start, posting up the drapes on Mondays and Thursdays to measure out the studio to see where we're going to. We are going to. Still be around.
Yeah, we also have this room.
Yeah, we still have the room. Yeah.
Surface of the sun.
Yeah, it's surface of the sun. So we're moving from the basement of the Pentagon to the dumpster of the Pentagon.
Yeah, that's it.
But anywho, make sure you share, like, and follow. We're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms. 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Radio. 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and of course at WTF Nation Radio on X. X is a fun app, man. It's been getting fun lately. It has been.
I might head back over there.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. What was it? Insomniac. Y'all got promoted and did even go to the board. Can we make a joke? Can we? Hey, Insomniac, we were a DEI hire. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you didn't hear me earlier? I said I had boobs. So I didn't even know.
Exactly. Oh, man. There will be party favors at the conference room, by the way, by invitation only. So make sure you share, like, and follow. And, of course, thank you guys for providing the content in the chat today. You guys were pretty good. You had me rolling. But, again, be safe this weekend at the celebration, please. And if you find yourself in a position where you're just, I don't know, it might be a little bit shady, then you might, just kind of like step out of the area.
Yes, if you're going to any of the gatherings, protests or otherwise, be safe.
Yeah.
And again, like he said, if it starts to get shady, leave. Just leave.
Yeah. Because
you're not going to accomplish anything besides getting yourself in trouble if you don't. So just leave. Go home.
Exactly. So
yeah.
Anywho, well, I think that's it. Y'all have a good
that's
night.
it.
And from the DEI hires, maybe. Sorry. Shh. Okay,
Sweet
sorry.
dreams, y'all.
Y'all take it easy. Night. See you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Driving us insane. ATF zero dark 30, no time to complain. Push up in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned.
Okay, Spanky's now gone. I totally forgot to say something right quick, by the way. Over the weekend, over the last couple of days, there was an individual who, let's put it this way, his teammates reached out to the page and stated that this individual was going through a rough time. And I just wanted to give a shout out to the guys over at the 4th Infantry Division, because within 8 minutes, I was able to reach out and contact a senior leader within the organization, who then was able to reach out to that first sergeant to secure that soldier and get them the help they needed. So I just want to say shout out to those leaders out there that are still out there trying to, they're doing the right thing, that are doing the best they can to help the soldiers out. So I just wanted to give that one last shout out. I don't know why I forgot about it, but I figured, oh wait, Spanky's gone. I can stop the music. So y'all have a good night. See you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired.
In the chaos of the barracks where the madness reigns. Officers' orders driving us insane. ATF zero dark 30, no time to complain. Push up in the mud, feel the muscle strain. Army life is a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the Army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos and the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Hilltops in the desert, sandstorms in our eyes. Memories for breakfast, no room for lies. Rocket marches through the night under starless skies. Brothers and sisters, we rise. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Drill sergeant's fury echoing in the air. Discipline and duty we all must bear. Battle bodies by our side in the fight we share. In the face of danger we dare. Army life, it's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Souls and firefights, adrenaline's rush. Silent nights, broken by the enemy's hush. Medics on the move in the heat of the crush. In the heart of battle we trust. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find out our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle line. It's a wild ride. WTF moments can't hide. Through the fire we survive. In the ranks we thrive. Memories in our mind. Brothers lost but never left behind. Army WTF moments in the stories we find. In the army's embrace, we're forever entwined. It's WTF moments in the army's grind. Through the blood and sweat we find our kind. In the chaos, in the fire we stand aligned. Warriors forged in the battle's bind. Through the smoke and the flames we rise again. In the heart of the storm we find our sin. Battle buddies by our side, our men. In the army's legacy we transcend.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.